Today I'll be talking about adjective phrases and clauses. So let's talk about what is a phrase first. Okay, so phrase, it is a collection of a few words and which has no subject, no verb, but it has some meanings. Actually, it adds something to a sentence but doesn't give the entire meaning, the whole meaning. We have a clause. So clause means it is also collection of some words, but remember that it has a subject and a verb of its own. Okay, it is also collection of some words, and it gives, sometimes it gives clear meaning, and sometimes it add some meaning to the sentence. Okay, so and clauses can be of two type. First, it is the main clause, or you can call it a principal clause, and another one is subordinate clause. Okay, so subordinate clause always depends on principal clause for its meaning. Okay, now we will be talking about adjective phrase and adjective clauses. So, what is an adjective? You know it well that an adjective is a word which always describes a noun or a pronoun. It talks about it. Now, what is an adjective phrase? Adjective phrase also does the same work. It also describes a noun or a pronoun, okay, coming in front of it or after it. So, if I say, uh, the tailor stitched a dress. So here it is a simple sentence, subject, verb and object. So now we are adding an adjective phrase after this object. We can add adjective phrase in front of the subject also, because subject is always noun and pronoun, and adjective always talks about a noun or pronoun. But here I am giving an example where I see that there is an object, that is a dress, and adjective phrase is going to talk about this dress. So I can say the tailor stitched a dress with a golden border, with a small crosset, you can say that lines. Just go on adding these adjective words to it, but remember that still it will be called an adjective phrase because there is no subject and no verb. So you can go on adding a lot of words of your own choice. So you can say the tailor stitched the dress with the golden border, with the crosset lining, with the silver bells, anything. So go on, add a lot of adjectives to it, but remember that it is still a phrase, not a clause. But now if I talk about adjective clause, same way we are talking about the object, and the adjective clause is going to describe this object dress. So if I say the tailor stitched the dress, which is made of golden border, crosset lining, silver color, anything we can go on adding. But remember, it is a clause because we are adding subject and verb to it. What is a subject? Here which itself is a subject. Okay, which and is subject and verb. Remember that in clause we always need to have a subject and a verb. So it is a clause which is describing the dress. So this is called actually adjective phrase and adjective clause. Okay, same way we can talk about the subject also, the tailor. Okay, so the tailor is a subject. Let's add some phrases to it. So we can say the any adjective you can add to it, the pure adjective. So you can say the hardworking tailor. So I can also say the tailor living in my next door, or the tailor living in my vicinity. So remember that if I'm saying the tailor living in my vicinity, so here living is not a verb, dear. Remember, it is actually living in my next vicinity. It is a participle phrase, not a verb. So that is why it is not a clause. So we can talk a lot of things about the tailor. Okay, the short tailor, the hardworking tailor, the sincere tailor. So these are the phrases which I am adding, talking about the tailor. Same way I can add some clauses to the subject too. So I can say the tailor who lives near my house, or the tailor who lives near the park stitched. So we are talking about the sailor stitched the dress. Okay, so